Good morning. Today we'll study about agricultural location theory. This theory was given by John Heinrich von Thunen, a Prussian landowner. He devised a theory or a model which is known as von Thunen model, and it was first published in the year 1826 in his Der Isolate State to explain the principles which govern the prices of agricultural products and the way in which these variable prices determine the pattern of agricultural land use. Actually, his main aim was to explain the agricultural land use pattern, how it differs from a particular place on the basis of the necessity of the agricultural products, the distance traveled from the marketplace. This is how the main pattern, the main points of the von Thunen agricultural location theory are here. So, before explaining the theory, we'll study the assumptions he has given. His main assumption was an isolated state, which was an altogether a closed state or region with no trade linkage with outer world. This was in uniform plain land all over in all respects such as relief, climate, soil status and fertility without any variation. That is a uniform land with no mountains as such, and a uniformity is placed everywhere with no variation. There was a single market zone area at the center of the agricultural region. There is a single isolated town as a single market center. There was a single form of transportation in the form of horse-drawn cart, and the cost of transportation of freight rate is directly proportional to physical distance and weight of goods. The distribution of population was uniform throughout the region, and all type of labor costs are equal everywhere in the region. That is, the distribution of population is uniform. They are uniformly distributed. And the seventh point is farmers are aware of their cost and prices of their products, and their main aim is to maximize their profits. Land rent for any agricultural product declined with increasing distance from the market center. As the distance from the market center increases, the land rent of the agricultural product will decline. It is a major point of this theory. We have already studied about the assumptions. Now we'll study about the concentric zones of land use, what von Thunen has given. Von Thunen has given there's a sole market, so we can see that the black point in the center is the sole market, and the first zone is of market gardening. First zone explains this agricultural zone develops nearest or adjacent to the central town and is devoted to market gardening and milk production. Anything which perishes will not be grown at the farthest point, or we can say the sixth zone position. So it will be grown in the first zone only because they have to be supplied very fast. Now the second one is, that is the second zone. The second zone is of forestry, because we need wood for the kitchen fire, for room heating. So the forestry make the second zone of this particular concentric zone theory. The third zone is intensive rotation crop. This is the intensive rotation crop farming without fallow. Intensive rotation crop, we all know what is intensive farming. Intensive farming is where no area, no land has been left. Every particular inch of the land has been utilized for the farming process. And there is no fallow land, and crop rotation is also done with six-fold rotation and no fallow land. The fourth zone is with a long fallow. Rotation of the crop is there, but there is a long fallow land which is being kept, and there's 5 field rotation of pasture, rye, barley, oats, fallow. Fifth zone is of 3 field arable. This zone is devoted for extensive agriculture, characterized by 3 field arable system, giving more land to fallow and pasture each year. That is, the 3 field arable land is rice, barley, fodder crops, and fallow and pasture are the principal land use in this zone. Sixth zone is of livestock ranching, which is devoted for the livestock only, and it is the farthest place from the market center, and it provides least economic rent and has high cost of transportation because it is farthest. So it has been not used for agricultural production. Now we have assumed at the first point that there is only a single sole market and there are no secondary towns, or any other transportation method rather than a horse cart. But now we are considering two alternatives, that there is a secondary town and a navigable river. In case if there is a navigable river, then it would distort the concentric land use pattern because of increased accessibility in respect of water transportation prevailing at the time of Wantunen. Thus, the river would attract the land use zones around the city outward, making the linear pulled by the low-cost waterway. And the effect of secondary town has introduced a secondary city or town away from the central city. So the secondary town, relatively small in size, will also develop the concentric pattern. So we can say that the navigable river will have linear pattern of land use, and the secondary town, which is far away from the main town, will also have small concentric patterns of land use. Now, delimitation of agricultural land use. It has been explained that economic profit is equals to S minus C plus T. Economic profit, that is the profit which is being gained by the farmer. The farmer is getting out of the selling price of crop, that is S, minus production cost and the transportation cost. So we can identify that C is production cost and T is transportation cost, and the S is selling price. After after being deducted from the selling price, the leftover money is the profit of the farmer. The profit of the farmer is maximized at the nearest position of market, and it declines with the increase in transportation cost because the production cost will also increase. That is, distance is the main criteria of agricultural land use pattern. Now the Wantunen theory has been criticized again and again. Why it has been criticized? Because it has used some of the assumptions which are not practical in the present times. He has identified that the conditions of isolated state exist, but they are not existable. He assumed that there is a uniformity in the land, which is not practical. We can see relief, soil and climate cannot be uniform at any cost. Now, the method and procedure adopted by Wantunen measuring the cropping intensity and locational rent are very difficult to test, and they are not applicable in the present complex situations. The crop yield are not static but vary from year to year according to the weather conditions. The weather conditions are also variable in country like India. The work of Wantunen was based on the conditions of pre-industrial revolution, and since then there is lot of technological and scientific advancement which has taken place, and changes in transportation system. There is not only a horse cart, but there are number of transportation system through which Any of the agricultural products or the perishable products can also be transported or delivered from uh, for thousands and hundreds of kilometers. So the assumptions are all impractical in the present day situation. It is also claimed that all farmers are not rational maximizers. Uh, and Vontunen has considered only economic factors. Non-economic factors, the human factors, the behavioral factors are ignored. But since then, it is a model which explains the role of distance and transportation cost in defining the crop pattern or the agricultural land use pattern. So it is a highly beneficial theory for geographers, for economists, for to understand the use of land on the basis of economic returns.